The biggest issue, I think, right now is going to be the impact of the budget shortfall in this state. And Texas is predicted to have a budget shortfall for the next biennium of somewhere in the ballpark of $18 billion. And of course, I'm really concerned because our state is already on the bottom in terms of a lot of the funding for things that really matter to our families and to our communities.
We have one state legislative race that is contested. And it would include a number of parishes in our organization that need really to be represented far better. In the past city council election, in some of these same precincts, we had one city councilman win by a total of 9 votes. Only 1,500 people voted in the runoff election. That is not acceptable.
I am sick and tired of having to go to somebody and say, a great idea for our community, only to be told, well, that's really nice. What do other people think? This is great. But people with really bad ideas get their way.
Education and healthcare. I think education prepares for the future of our families, of our neighborhoods, and healthcare allows us to be able to grow.
Comprehensive immigration reform that acknowledged the dignity of all people and especially did not split families, which we think is a denial of human rights.
We hope this is only the first step in a number of strategies to do something about living wages in West Texas so that our families have adequate income to support their children, to send them to school, to become tax-paying citizens.
We start with conversations in our congregations.
We have a real opportunity, I think, to mobilize our institution, TMO, and all of our organizations to get out the vote.
Our plans for the fall include helping to get the vote out. In times past, we've gone door to door in neighborhoods talking to citizens about issues, trying to encourage them to be sure and participate by voting.
We're going to work in the pews and from the pulpit and really kind of lay out the agenda to the congregation in looking at a strategy to let people participate, to really look at the issues in their lives, to look at issues that surround their neighborhoods. And what we're going to do is have a sign up and get Take Charge campaign. And this gives people, I think, the opportunity and the space to really start having conversations with their neighbors about what's happening in their neighborhoods and communities.
We have a congregation where we have raised the voting by 150%, and we know that young voters that are coming in are going to be wanting to register to vote.
On a statewide level, we're able to garner over 500,000 signatures. And that in itself, not only did we turn out the vote during those times, but also it opened the doors so that we could be at the table, so that we could make policy here in the state of Texas and our local communities.
We have over 300,000 voters in the Valley, and we want to increase the percentage of participation. So we are going to, from the pulpit and different organizations at church, educate the people about the issues.
We're going to get out the vote by really targeting, having a strategic plan about precincts, about voters that voted in the last presidential election, and making sure a lot of those people come back to the polls so that there can be a difference in this gubernatorial race.
We've done it before. It has made a difference in our community, and we believe we can make a difference again come November.
I do this work because of my children.
I do this work out of a sense of social justice.
I do this work because it's part of two things. I think it's part of my responsibility and my service as a Christian, and it's also part of what I think is my duty as a citizen.
It helps the gospel to be at the center of life in society so that the values of justice, peace, equality can be present in the laws.
Lots of people can come up with great ideas. There's lots of people out there that have great ideas of what to do, how to change things, how to make things better. But it's not going to really turn any of those into reality unless we create the political will. And in order to do that, we have to reclaim that public space where people can engage with one another, have conversations with one another. They don't even have to agree with one another, but ultimately, then they can figure out together what's the best strategy of how to make this better for our families, for our communities, for our congregations.